Hello and welcome. I am your host, the best podcast host in the universe, Steve Cully. I'd like to thank our sponsors at Procyon Partners. Procyon, one of the top 50 fastest growing companies in the nation. They specialize in employee benefits, wealth management, and retirement planning. President Sean Rabinowitz, proud supporter of our podcast network and everything we do. Green Street Trust International, owned and operated by Rennell Jump and UConn legendary men's basketball player Jake Voskuhl. They specialize in tax plans for businesses large or small. They will save you money or get you a big fat return on your taxes. To schedule your free strategic tax planning session today, go to www.greenstreettrust.com. Pete Finch and the Finch Law Firm is located in Bridgeport, Connecticut. If you've suffered any type of personal injury, slip and fall, a car accident, your mother-in-law ran you over with her car, your wife got angry one night and decided to stab you, the Finch Firm is for you. Pete has won legal battles all across the state of Connecticut. He will go to war to get every dollar you deserve in compensation. You just have to remember, in a pinch, call Finch or go to his website, thefinchfirm.com. Dynamic Human Performance is owned and operated by UConn legendary running back Andre Dixon. He trains boys and girls of all ages, all sports. He has a boot camp program 7 days a week, 6 a.m. You want to get in shape, you go to Andre. He has an athletic development program where he trains boys and girls in the sport of their choice from the ground up, helps them reach their full potential, be the best they can possibly be. Andre has sent boys and girls to college on scholarship for all different types of sports. To work with the best, he has a 5,000 square foot state-of-the-art facility in Hartford, Connecticut. Go to www.dynamichumanperformance.com. All right, and we are here for A Huskies Health. Back with us, the man himself, Chris Bellamy, mental health advocate, a phenomenal public speaker. He is on the road, and he is also an advocate for fathers' rights across the state of Connecticut, and we are happy to have him back. Chris, great to see you.
Happy to be back, man. Happy to be seen. I appreciate it, Cully. I'm glad we were able to make this happen. I know I've been out of pocket, man, but
no, you're a busy man.
Always happy to be back.
So first off, did you attend the bowl game? I was curious about that.
Okay. Yep, I did. I went to the bowl.
What were your impressions of the bowl game?
So great. First of all, that's why you're the best podcast host in the universe. Great opening question. So mixed feelings, bro. So remember, I have a family tie to the UConn because my brother-in-law, Chief Moore, was the wide receiver coach. So Correct. It was very bittersweet, man, like very bittersweet. So leading up to the bowl, I remember speaking with Kosh and him saying, bro, I don't even know if we're going to play.
Yeah.
Because there were so many players opting out, and it was looking grim, because it was, listen, I love everything that Moore did for the program. Like he brought us to heights that we had literally never been. And I'm appreciative of everything that he did. But I feel like once he left, like the wheels fell off, and which that's a broader topic, right? With coaches being able to leave before the bowl games, players being able to leave before the bowl games, all those things. But that aside, to answer your question, it was very bittersweet because just in speaking with Kosh, understanding like not the first, second, or third quarterback wasn't going to be playing. You know what I mean? And he's like, Bell's only going in for the first series, like if that. He said Cam is playing, which I was like, okay. I always love watching.
I love Cam. Yeah.
So, but this is how I knew it was different for me. because last year versus UNC, we sat in the suite because my sister-in-law, they have like a wives suite. So we got tickets, me, my wife, and my son were in the suite. But last year was really warm outside. You know, it was like really nice
Yes, it
for
was. It
last
was
year's
nice.
bowl. It's like 50 something or at least high 40s.
High 40s, yeah.
Yeah, my
Yeah.
son didn't have a coat on. That's what I remember. You know, and whereas this year was the polar opposite. It was freezing. You know, like it snowed the night before. And I'm like, this is when I knew I felt different. I'm like, because since so many things had happened, we weren't sure if we were going to be able to get in the suite again. So what we did, just for safe measure, we stayed at the hotel, where the team stayed, and we had dinner with Kosh, and Marcus Easley had dinner with us as well, which is cool. I saw Rennell jump, Phil, I saw all of them, Tabor, Sheree, everybody. So we caught up in the lobby or at the bar. Long story short, when we got to the hotel, I'm like, listen, if we don't have suite tickets tomorrow, I'm not going. Because I'm like,
I'm not freezing.
I'm not freezing for a team that I will literally never see again. I will never see that configuration of the team again. You know what I mean? From coaches to players to I'm like, I'll never see this team again. I'm like, these are and I'm not trying to minimize anybody who played, but for all intents and purposes, these are the replacements that are playing right now. You know what I mean?
It really was, yeah.
So, but fortunately, we got the suite tickets, and I was there the whole game. But like my wife started crying at the end because, think about it. Like her baby sister's now moving across the country to Colorado.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So it was a lot of emotions, but I am grateful for what Mora did. I'm putting my faith in Kando, right, based on his resume. It's a couple things that went on that I'm like, I wish he could have done some things a little differently. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. He's who we have, and I believe he's the right person. Like I said, I just wish some things could have ended or transpired differently is all. So
I agree with you. And I had a show with tight end Lewis Hansen, who kind of explained things to me. And, the players took a vote, and it was probably 40% of them did not want to play in that game.
Wow.
They wanted to go to Florida. They wanted to go to Alabama. They did not want to go back to the Fenway Bowl. And they felt that St. Benedict put them there, obviously, because we travel well. We traveled well for the game last year. And
but Kelly, we travel when we're good. We travel well regardless of where we're at.
I think we do too. I think we would have traveled well to Florida. I think we would have been.
I remember the St. John's Bowl, which I think was in Alabama, but don't quote me on that. But there was an amazing
Papa John's Bowl. Yes, it was.
What did I say? St. John's, Papa John's. Excuse me. Yeah. The Papa John's. It was
against
Bowl.
Steve Spurrier. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, we turned out there. I mean, going back 20 years ago, Detroit, right? We had more fans in Detroit for the Motor City Bowl than Toledo did. That was right down the road. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So yeah, we travel, but I get it. Like path of least resistance, going an hour up the road. Like I get it. Like I get it. And we lucked out the Fenway Bowl the year prior because it's a big name. You had UNC that was in town. You had the news surrounding Belichick taking over, right? And it was warm outside, and we were hot, so.
Like, and it's funny because the situations kind of switched.
Exactly.
UNC had a lot of players hold out.
Yep.
And that's exactly what happened with us. We did have some players who were already in the portal who ended up playing in the game. And, my hat's off to Cam Edwards for what he did and what he, accomplished for the program. I know he is going to Michigan State, and I wish him the best because nobody runs harder than him. Nobody has a better attitude than him. and I
You I
was
just
happy.
learned he was a walk-on?
Yeah, he was a walk-on from Norwalk, and he was a DB, which I didn't even know.
I knew that. So, excuse me. I learned both of those at the same time.
I
Yes.
was I,
Yeah.
I was shocked to hear that. Like,
Because Marcus Easley coached him in high school. So when we
right.
went to dinner, that's when we were talking about it. And I'm like, wow. Because like I had said, and I like Rosa. I like Rosa's running
I
style.
like Victor
But,
Rosa too. Yeah,
but Cam's my guy. Like Cam is a
I got you.
slasher, hard-nosed runner. Like vision is impeccable. So like that's so when he was getting when they were splitting time a couple years ago, I'm like, I was telling Kosh, I'm like, Cam's the guy, man. Cam,
Yeah,
Rosa,
there's no doubt.
he's a home run back, but he's not an every down back. You know,
No,
like
no.
Cam is an every down back. He gonna grind it out. And the reason why he told Marcus he played because he was chasing fifth all time on the Russian sheet
Yeah,
or the
yeah,
Russian lead or something like that. So, you know,
yeah. He
kudos to
was
him.
tremendous the year before, and Mel Brown went down, and he picked up the slack. He had a tremendous year. He had over 1,100 yards rushing,
Yeah.
12 or 13 touchdowns, and just give it to him. Get out of the way.
Is
The
Mel coming
offensive
back?
line. No, Mel's in the portal too. Mel went
Mm.
back in the portal, which I didn't really understand because he played in the Florida Atlantic game, and that was his fourth game of
That,
the year, and he
that
also
was his
played in the bowl game.
That was his big game, though, Florida Atlantic, if I'm not mistaken. He
Yes,
had that big
yes,
run.
he
Yeah.
did. He did.
So maybe he feels like he has enough film to make something shake, maybe. I don't know.
He does. No,
Yeah.
there's no doubt that he does. I just didn't know eligibility wise because he technically was a senior and they were trying to redshirt him. And then he played in the Florida Atlantic game, which was his fourth game. And then he played in the bowl game. So I don't know if the bowl game
Oh, he played in the
doesn't count.
bowl, too.
Yeah. Or I don't know. Listen, they give waivers to everyone now. So maybe
Well,
he got a waiver.
it's so different now because when we played, it was the first four games, the first four.
Yes.
Now,
Yes.
and
Yes.
now it sounds like it's any four,
It's
you
any four.
know, which
Yeah.
I thought, I'm like, so when the quarterback, and then forgive me, I don't remember the quarterback's name that played in the bowl, but I'm like,
Kassan Farrar.
yeah. So my wife was like, so he's a redshirt freshman. I'm like, no, he's a red shirt.
He's yeah.
like,
Yeah.
like,
He was a true freshman. He's
yeah,
getting redshirted.
true,
Yes.
true freshman. That's a red shirt. Like, it's just
Yeah.
crazy. It's just a crazy. It's hard to keep up. Like, it's hard to keep up.
Well, I mean, I was keeping tabs on everything, and Kassan Farrar was taking the number 2 reps behind Nick Evers. Nick Evers was supposed to start that bowl game. He took all the reps with the ones.
Mm.
The Thursday before Christmas break, because I think Christmas was the following week, he just doesn't show up. They can't find him.
Oh, I didn't know that. Wow.
He sends him a text message that he's going into the transfer portal. And like he's taking the reps with all the ones. All the game plan's been built around
That's
him.
what I'm saying. Dude, the wheels fell off. That's what I'm saying.
The wheels fell off.
And that starts at the top. And again, like Moore did what he had to do, and I understand that. But I feel like, and this could just be, wishful thinking, but I feel like there should be something in place that, I mean, think about Lane Kiffin, right? Like, here's a question.
Oh, yes. I was going to ask you about that.
Which I don't think Ole Miss is going to win, but if they win, does Kiffin get a ring? Like how does that work?
He gets paid by – do you know that he's getting paid by LSU for every playoff win that they get? Because in his Ole Miss contract, he gets a $150,000 bonus for every playoff game they win.
Dude, Cully, we're in the wrong line of work, brother.
I know, man.
Work, man. That is crazy.
Yeah, and that blew my mind. So he had Charlie Weiss Jr. and he had two or three other offensive coaches go back to help out. I don't think he expected them to get this far. So he pulled 2 of the coaches back to LSU. So, yes,
Hey, if that's not the most Lane Kiffin move, you know what I mean?
And just like, what a guy. Like,
Yeah,
and I believe the team is just in FU mode. Like, we're just going to go out and win. It doesn't
out of
matter who
spite.
coaches us.
Yeah, out of
Yeah,
spite.
out
Yeah,
of
like
spite.
they're and I don't know much about Oregon, but what I will say is Miami, Indiana, and Ole Miss all have a chip on their shoulder. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? All
big
have a
time.
chip on their shoulder, and it shows. Like, and I literally, I'm in Atlanta right now, and I was literally side by side with all the Indiana players. They're all in the bus.
Yes, the
Yeah.
Mercedes-Benz Bowl. That's
Yep.
right. Yeah.
Yep. So they were all. I was right next to all of them just not just now, but a few hours ago. But yeah, man, hey, but honestly, and I know I'm preaching to the choir, but with all the shit going on in the college football landscape, like it's good to see somebody playing for something, right? Like
Yes.
they're like Indiana, Miami, and Ole Miss. They are playing with pride and for pride. You know what I mean? Like it's
100%.
it's exciting to see. It's exciting to see.
100%. So, the transfer portal, I just wanted to get your thoughts. There are currently around 4,000 kids in the transfer portal. 4,500 have entered the transfer portal. And the tracker that I have has around 962 that are committed. So we're
So like a
basically
quarter.
halfway through, and it says around 28%, 26% have committed. So everyone, these guys, these kids, I don't know who gives them the information they get. I don't know if it's the agents. I don't know who it is, but the grass isn't always greener. And they
Yeah.
think they're going to go. They're going to go to these Power Four conferences. They're going to make a boatload of money, and I see a lot of kids who are going to end up without a home, and they can go back to their original school.
That's what I was going to ask you. Okay.
They can, but I don't know how well received they're going to be by doing that. But it's just amazing to me. And the NCAA, so they change the portal time. The portal used to be a month. It used to be start in December and go to January. The NCAA felt by moving it to January, it would eliminate some of the coaching firings early on, and limiting it to only one transfer portal would make it less hectic. Right now, to me, Chris, it seems like it is. We've said it's the wild, wild west, but it feels like a nuclear bomb's gone off because kids are committing. There's kids who committed, decommitted, committed other places. There's money involved between the schools and NILs, and it just seems like I don't like college football as much because there's no loyalty to the team, and that's what bothered me about UConn. And I understand not wanting to play at Fenway again,
Mhm.
but you had a chance to set the record for most FBS wins in a single season for UConn.
Yep.
And I know that Benedict thought that that would be enough to motivate the kids to play. And so many kids,
I hope he didn't believe that.
he
Like,
no, he 100% did. He thought that chasing the record was going to make the difference. And they didn't get picked for the Florida Bowl. They had an opportunity to go to the bowl in Alabama. They
what do you know
chose they
what
chose
bowl
not
that
to.
was? Or who they would be playing against?
Memphis. It would have been Memphis from
That would
what
have
I
been a
was.
good game. Yeah.
Yeah, everyone said that.
Yeah.
Everyone said that would have been a good game.
And it's
Now,
warm, like going down south, it's more.
I had a huge problem with quarterback Joe Figiano not playing. because of his reasoning being, I want to train for the East-West Shrine game.
Shrine Bowl, yeah.
Okay. So the East-West Shrine game traditionally is for lower round draft picks, rookie free agents. It's not, the Senior Bowl is for the top end for second round picks. Skylar Bell, I mean, he was the first All-American we've ever had.
When they said that, I'm like, really?
Yeah.
Like, I had no idea, because I'm not going to lie. I definitely thought Dan was an All-American.
But I did too. I did too. But
crazy.
Dan, he played as a true freshman. He had a great sophomore year. He had a good sophomore year. He had a great junior year. He had a great senior year. He was all ECAC.
Yes.
He was all independent, but no, he was never in the All-American conversation.
Yeah.
And I argued with people on social media. I said, Dan, best quarterback in UConn history. Dan played against Virginia Tech, Miami, Syracuse,
Pittsburgh,
West Virginia, Pitt, Iowa State, NC State when they had Mario Williams.
Yeah.
Joe is playing against FIU, FAU, UAB. He's putting up these numbers, okay? And I talked to sources very close to him who believed that he thought he was going to be a third-round draft pick. And my thing is, if, Skylar Bell, what he did I thought was not great, because he comes out, he says, I'm playing, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. He gets one series and calls it a day. And I would have gotten that for him just opting out, because he is a day one, day two possible pick. Joe is not.
Yeah, I don't think Bell is going to be a day one pick. I don't think.
He's projected as a day two, later round pick.
He might be able to sneak into the third. He might be able to sneak into, but I mean, and I'm not taking anything away from him.
No.
He's good. So, couple of things, Cully, just before I lose my train of thought. One, just to touch on the Joe and Dan conversation. I mess with Dan, and I would send like Joe's stats. Somebody with Dan, you wasn't doing this, man. You wasn't doing this, and I'm like, and every time they post something on the UConn football IG, I send it to the group chat.
Yeah,
I'm like, you still think you better than? You still? I mean, listen, like Joe,
and Joe played 7 years.
That's another thing. There's a lot of factors. The thing that he's head and shoulders above Dan is the touchdown to interception ratio, right? But like that is what it is. But here's I'm gonna say a couple of things. To go back to the original NIL conversation, you talked about the 4,500 kids. I'm gonna tell you right now, dude. Right, this A Huskies Health, like what we talk, like the premise of this show.
Yeah,
like the country is going to be in for a world of hurt with these kids.
I have said that,
dude.
Since you did.
It's going to happen sooner than we think.
Much sooner.
It's going to happen sooner than we think, man, because they're never going to make this type of money again. No. And the sad thing is some of them that are making what perspective, like in consideration of what everybody makes, well, some of them that are making like on the low end, 80,000, 100,000, most of them statistically will never make that much money.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and then so it blows my mind that Benedict thought that somebody would stay for school pride, because that's
pride.
Like he's saying school pride.
Yeah.
There's no more school pride. No more school
pride. It's all about the money.
So think about this. Think about Cam, right? Cam is going to have that same jersey you have in your background from UConn and from Michigan State.
Yeah.
Right? Which is crazy. He had two because he did senior year this year. Right? Yeah. He went out for senior year. and he's going to do the same thing at Michigan State.
Correct.
And I hope he has a great career at Michigan State. So if he does well at Michigan State, they're going to hail him as the second coming, right? Especially if
Absolutely.
they turn it around. So now it's like, though Cam was part of a historic season at UConn, if he's also part of a historic season at Michigan State, like that's where
He's a legend.
like that. So he may have more allegiance there. And Michigan is a much bigger market than Connecticut, right? Based on Michigan State and Michigan. So it's like his favor in life, and I think Cam's going to play at the next level, but his favor in life may come from the resources, may come from Michigan.
Absolutely.
And then it may be like an afterthought. Oh, yeah, that's right. He did play at UConn. So my point in all of that is I'm not, to move on to Joe, I'm not totally upset with his move. I'm not totally upset with his move because, again, you're talking at the base level, Cully. There's no loyalty, right? No pride.
There is.
At the base. So now you start implementing extenuating circumstances. Coach leaves, right? We don't go to the bowl we want to go to, right? We're playing in Boston, which let's call it what is for like Fenway to UConn is about an hour drive.
They hated it. They hated sharing the same sidelines.
And
that's one of the things that bothered them. Yeah.
And I don't know if you knew this, but Boston College wasn't going to let them practice in their facility.
Nope. I did know that.
So like last year, Harvard had the bubble, so they practiced there, and that was cool. But so anyway, it's like you got
and you got coaches who are all leaving. I mean, there was not one coach thing.
Exactly. So it's like, and I don't give a shit what anybody says. I understand that the coaches stepped in and did what they had to do, but every single one of those coaches, at one time between Mora announcing between Mora announcing and them knowing they had to prepare for a bowl, their livelihood was in question.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Their livelihood was in question. So how do you expect a man who's coaching young men to worry about what's best for them if they can't even get what's straight for them? Now, I'm not saying that they did not care for the kids, but that wasn't their top priority. And it shouldn't have been, right? It shouldn't have been because they need to worry about where their family's going. So
they had no guarantee that Candle was going to keep them at UConn.
No. I mean,
none at all.
Statistically, you knew he wasn't going to keep most.
He kept one person. What was it? Yeah.
Who did he keep?
I have no idea. He kept one person.
Oh, he kept the strength and conditioning coach, I think. Oh no, he brought a new strength and conditioning.
No, he brought a new strength and conditioning.
He brought a new strength and conditioning coach.
He kept one guy. The rest was all like Toledo coaches, and the Syracuse coach we know very well. He's the offensive coordinator. The Pitt linebacker coach is the defensive coordinator.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say I like that he went out and got Power 4 conference position coaches to come in and be coordinators. Let's give them a chance. Let's see what they can do.
Yeah, I'm curious because I know he didn't take his wide receiver coach from Toledo.
No, he did not.
Yeah, it was interesting to me because there were a lot of coaches coming from other schools, so I just found it interesting. But I guess Mora did the same thing. Well, no, but Mora wasn't at UCLA before he got to UConn, right?
Mora was unemployed before he came to UConn.
Right. Okay, so not the same. Right. But I just thought Kendall would be bringing the majority of his guys from Toledo, and it didn't seem. And I could be wrong, but it didn't seem like that was the case.
No, yeah. He brought players. He brought several players, but no coaches. No, because UConn actually increased the budget for the coaching staff, which was good. So he was able to
go out and get higher caliber,
coaches with a little bit better pedigree. But he did not bring in a lot of Toledo coaches. From what Mike has told me, he's a very different guy. He's very not a big personality. He's very meticulous. kind of micromanages.
Yep,
He's involved with everything.
I heard that.
But like, he's not going to wow you at press conferences. But I mean, I just worry again. We have a tough schedule this year.
Has it been announced?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, I haven't seen it yet.
We got North Carolina, we got Maryland, we got Syracuse. We're playing Air Force again. We're playing Wyoming. I mean, it's a tough schedule.
So my issue, not issue, but concern with Kendall was because obviously when it loses,
and he was not the first choice.
Yeah, who was the first choice? Do we even know?
Terry Smith, the Penn State guy.
Here's my again. I'm backing Kendall at this point, right?
Yeah, of course. We all are. We all are.
My concern was because obviously our group chat blew up, and a lot of us like Kendall, like we had a lot of questions. Then we saw his resume. I'm like, okay, this dude's legit. Yeah. And Dan, what Dan was saying, he's like, he's a solid coach, which you can tell by his resume that he's a solid coach. And he said he's not a look at me coach, And I'm like,
he's not.
I think we kind of need one though. You know what I mean? Because, and this is what I mean by that. I don't know if you remember when Asante Samuels and Deion Sanders were going back and forth about who was better, right?
Yes.
So regardless of how close you followed it, you know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
And I made a whole LinkedIn post about it, by the way. And the thing is, Asante Samuels was good. He was really good.
Of course, yeah.
The problem is, as it pertained to the debate he was having about him and Deion, the problem is we had to go look back at his resume to validate how good he said he was.
Correct. Yes.
Right. So whereas Deion, it's understood.
Right. So I see the analogy you're making. Yes.
Yeah. So I'm like Asante Samuels was great. Like no comparison. Like he was like it's legit. He was good.
Yeah.
Kendall's good. Like
nobody would have known it. But yeah,
I had to go find that out.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's so as a kid, we talk about the portal, we talk about all these options. As a kid,
you hear the name and you're
it's like who? Toledo?
Yeah.
And again, if you see what he did what he did with that program was great.
Yeah.
But give me Gruden, right? Like he hasn't coached in years.
I would have loved for Gruden.
And I don't necessarily agree.
Kelly, yep.
But you just put that name there, you'll not maybe to the same level, but you'll get the Deion Sanders effect. People just
100%.
You see what I'm saying? So now UConn, because the other thing that I was talking to Kosh, one of the first things he said to me is like, he's like, man, we take for granted how nice our facilities are at UConn.
We have the best. Yeah.
Yeah. Because CSU doesn't even have an indoor facility.
No.
Like, so you got big name, you got big facility, big future, right? With, what we just did, you got a big name coming in, you got beautiful facilities, you can make a good schedule, you can attract big players. And then now we can start having different conversations about conferences. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of where my mind was. Again, I'm not mad at the choice. I just thought we had more leverage I
thought we had more cachet. I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. I mean, I was expecting a bigger name. I was expecting a Chip Kelly. John Gruden was mentioned. I was expecting that. But the salary was the problem. Mora was only making $2.5 million. And
did they increase that for Kendall, or he kept him at
they increased it, but not by much. I think it's 2.8, but with incentives, like Mora got up to like 3.2, And that's the biggest difference if we want to be a player. And that's why I said what scares me the most is, can we survive as an independent for 5 years?
Bro.
I just don't think we can. And that's what scares the crap out of me.
I don't know that if you saw, I mean, there's so many fucking bowls now, but did you see there was at least 2 teams that were 5-7 going
That
into
had
the
to
bowl
play because
that played.
teams turned them down.
I'm
Teams are
like,
like, fuck you, I'm not playing.
dude, if we just had a conference, like we would have so much more access. You know what I mean?
Leverage. Yep.
But
You would have affiliation with the Bulls.
yeah, and it's like, yeah, man, it's tough. Again, we're gonna ride and see what we can make shake, and I'm optimistic, but it's just like I just wish some things could have been done differently. And again, I'm not
I
in the
agree.
know, right? Like I don't know
I
the ins and
agree.
outs and logic behind a lot of things, but it
But
it was
this
definitely
year,
interesting end of the year.
this year is going to be crucial
Yeah.
because the Duke game, we had close to 40,000 people. So it shows that when we play good competition, we do generate and we put butts in the seats.
Mm-hmm.
So the hope is we have Maryland, we have Syracuse, we
Maryland's
have
at home.
UNC, yeah, we have UNC at home, and I think we have BC at home too. I have to double check that. So if we,
Oh,
the
so we have
biggest thing,
our biggest games at home next year, at least that's what's been published
yeah,
so far, is Maryland, Syracuse, and North Carolina. I mean,
oh,
though
those are the three. Okay,
though James Madison doesn't have a big name, they did go to the college football playoffs.
they did. Yep, Old
So
Dominion. I know we play, and they're tough.
they look
Either.
good. And
Yeah, they look
they haven't
really
even
good.
been known for football, but they look good. Yeah.
But my thing is, if for conferences, we have to be attractive. We don't want to be a drain on these conferences to where revenue sharing, oh, we got a revenue share with UConn. They don't bring anything to the table for football. And I argue with people all the time because they say, oh, basketball this, basketball that. The women won the national championship in basketball. The Big East Conference was the 5th lowest paid conference out of everyone. We got paid $650,000 and we won the national championship. The SEC was paid $8 million because they got the most teams in the NCAA tournament. So I was like, okay, look at the top 25 standings right now. If you look for the men, the only 2 teams that are not Power 4 conference teams, UConn and Gonzaga. So, and
They don't consider the new Big East a Power 4 conference, huh? In basketball?
No.
Or would be Power 5? I didn't know that.
No. The new Big East, we get paid pennies on the dollar for broadcast rights. It just, we do well with ticket sales. Yeah, we do well with ticket sales, but you're talking 10,000 people in Gamble, 15 to 17,000 at the XL Center.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm saying football rules the roost. So if we're able to generate, like we didn't average over 30,000 people a home game this year.
No.
If we're able to do that, and basketball keeps having the success that it's having, and Burton was talking about it, we can go 7-5 this year, 6-6, 7-5, go to a bowl game, and generate the revenue necessary. We make very little revenue off the CBS contract, but that will show power conferences that we can be of value, because the term with the Big East runs out in 2030.
Damn.
That will be the time when
Well, I guess that's only 4 years from now, which is crazy.
Well, we could go football only, and we were this close to doing it last year for the Big 12. But the bottom line is, we can't survive long term as an independent in football.
No,
because
and I mean,
it
and it's
generates
better. Yeah, it's better now than it was when we played.
Yes.
Yes, it's better now, but it's still the football rules aren't set up for independence, except
not at all.
You know
not
what I mean?
At all. That's why no one's an independent anymore.
Right.
That's why Army and Navy joined the AAC, because they saw the writing on the wall.
Dude, and that's another conference that I'm watching these bowls. I'm like, I did not know they were in the AAC conference. And I'm like,
yeah,
this is like it's like a strong conference now, man.
They are.
They got some players in there.
The freaking Sun Belt. The Sun Belt became a strong conference.
Dude, that was what sparked the conversation. I'm like, the Sun Belt? Like, yes, they got some players, and I'm like, because before it was Middle Tennessee State. That was the only team that we had played in the Sun Belt Conference. Yes. And anyway, man,
that's right.
It's just so
right. But so no, I listen. I agree with you. Like, the transfer portal's great, but what you're talking about with mental health, I don't think these schools take into account, okay, you're signing a kid, a 20, 21-year-old kid. The mental health, they're going to come play for your program. They're coming into a brand new environment, brand new teammates. It's a whole new atmosphere. The toll that it's going to take on them mentally, that's why you're seeing kids who are transferring 2 and 3 times, because it's such a mess for them. And unless the NCAA puts more guardrails on it, I agree with you. In 5 years, man.
Yeah.
No, I don't either, because every time they get sued, they lose. Or they settle.
And that's what they were talking. I just recently saw that. The other thing, man, is like, what's behind all these moves? It's easy to say more money. It's easy to say that. It's easy to say more money.
You're right.
Right? But it's deeper than that. You know what I'm saying? Because if you're gonna leave, like what's so in my world, in the staffing industry, right? We always say the non-technical, lower paying skill sets has much higher attrition than the technical, obviously higher paying skill sets. Why? Because if you got a call center rep making $15 an hour, that call center rep will go across the street for 16.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Because there's no a lot of not all, but a lot of the lower level jobs, it's not like a clear path for growth. So it's
there isn't. No, there isn't.
Not like a career. So
kind of stuck.
Yeah, exactly. And so my point is, if a kid is making 80,000, he's going to jump in the portal for 95, right? Like,
their thinking is just way off. I don't think that their agents, because if you're an NIL agent, there's zero regulation. Like, you and I could be NIL.
That's what I heard.
You and I could do it. I mean, there's nothing stopping them.
And think about it. As an NIL agent, I'm assuming this is true. Every time you sign, they get paid.
And they get paid 20 to 25%.
That's what I heard, man.
And do you know what the NFL is?
3, right?
3.
Yeah.
So that's why they're advising them to do it.
Yeah, exactly. So
they want that payday.
These kids don't know. And I was gonna say the parents in a lot of cases don't know, but a lot of parents are now getting educated.
They are, but they really don't know what you're right about.
Because it's like, how do you know the rules when the rules change all the time? You know, and so you got a kid looking to his agent, because I remember when I signed with an agent, and I remember being like, "This is really fucking cool." You know what I mean? Like,
they're supposed to have your best interests.
Like, this is and shout out to Pat Capra, who's my former agent. He's actually Cam Chadwick's agent. But
good.
Yeah. For his Legend Agency is his agency. But anyway, my point is, you get caught up as a kid. You get caught up in the allure of all of it.
You do.
Of all of it.
Oh,
And,
yeah, you do.
And if you go to this agent to get guidance, depending who they are, you know what I'm saying? Depending who they are, they may or may not have your best interest in mind.
They're going to tell you probably what's best for them.
I'm just curious to know how much goes into the conversation around education. Like,
that's the other thing you mentioned, and I did some research on it. You're 100% right, because the kids that are transferring 2 and 3 times, those credits aren't going to transfer.
No, bro. And guess what's going to happen too? Like, maybe they got rid of this rule, and I don't know, but I'll never forget Edsel calling a couple of our old teammates.
Yes, to come back. Yes,
to come back because they were going to lose scholarships. And
yes.
I don't know if that still applies, but there's the graduation rate has to be horrible at this point.
It does count against the graduation rate, but yes, you can always go back and finish your degree. But the problem is, again, if you've transferred 3 times, what school do you go to?
Exactly.
What credits? Exactly. What credits are transferring, and where do you have the best chance, and how long is it going to take? You know, instead of taking a semester, it could take 2 years.
Yeah.
So that's what we're looking at, and that's a crisis, and that's what scares me.
And then you couple that with them getting to that point. They don't get drafted. They don't play any professional football. They never made that much money before in their life. Now they have to get a job, which they'll never see. Like, if they don't have a degree, they don't have a trade, they don't have some type of certification to help them propel them in the corporate world or the working world in general, they're not going to see that money again. You know? So why are they going back to school, right? Like, they're used to a certain lifestyle that they feel like they have to maintain. You know,
we talked about this, and the guys that I was with called it sweat equity. And they're saying that these kids are not going to know the value of sweat equity because they haven't had to do it. Everything's been done for them. They're going to come out into the job world, and they're not going to know what it's like to put in sweat equity, to put in that work, to work your way up the ladder, to work your way up the chain, to get that job that you desire. And that is why I 100% agree with you. The mental health in this country is a disaster right now. It's going to be it's going to be a tornado or a hurricane in 5 years with these kids coming out, and when they don't have the jobs that they want, when the money isn't there, when they haven't saved or invested properly. That's what scares me the most. Yeah. And the NCAA is not doing what's best for the kids. So, but I know you have to get going. I know you got a dinner. Thank you so much for doing the show. It's great to have you back.
Yeah, man. I
great conversation. Back. Great conversation.
This is good. Always a pleasure, Cully, when I'm here with you, man. I always love working.
Yes. It's my favorite time. So you enjoy your dinner in Atlanta. I'm sure it's wonderful out there. You get to see
warm, man. It's
the
warm.
Indiana team.
On, you know, so.
Are you staying the weekend, or are you flying home?
No, I'm going back tomorrow. I had a meeting today and a meeting tomorrow, and I fly back tomorrow. So in and out. Yep.
Well, I wish you the best. We'll talk about next week. Yeah. I am going to play just the closing credits. You're good to go.
Perfect.
Again, this has been A Huskies Health with the man himself, Chris Bellamy, mental health advocate, father's rights advocate, accomplished public speaker, podcast host. All Black Men Need Therapy. You can check it out on Spotify. It's incredible, and it will make you laugh. It will make you cry. It is awesome. I've listened to a few episodes, and it cracks me up. You guys do a great job.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Have a great trip, a safe flight home, and we will talk soon.
Sounds good. Later, Cully.
All right.
Down south, We have Julius Williams and the Trench Mob. Julius trains offensive and defensive linemen. They compete in 5v5 tournaments across the country and also go to college showcase camps. Proud to say they were undefeated at every tournament they attended. Every college showcase camp, a member of the Trench Mob was offered a college scholarship. He's in Decatur, Georgia. If you want to work with the best, work with the Trench Mob, www.battleofthetrenches.com. We have Ned Von Young, Freshfold Laundry Company, Chapel Hill, North Carolina, high-end laundry service. They have you book online. You put your laundry out in a clear plastic bag. They pick it up, wash, dry, fold it for you at Land Speed Records. And they also have an online subscription model, weekly or bi-weekly. They offer now a pickup and delivery service, so you can have your laundry done without leaving the comfort of your own home. Again, washed, dried, and folded for you and returned to you within 48 hours. They also have an expedited service. They have deals for college students in the area as well. Check out their website, myfreshfold-laundry.com. We also have James Whitfield of Luther James Insurance. For the last 3 years, James has dedicated himself to the art of financial planning. He specializes in insurance policies, mainly life insurance. He will make you a boatload of money, and he will do so tax-free. He understands the stress that comes with retirement planning. How much do I need? For how long? Do we have enough? Because fear of the unknown is real. To connect with James, you can go to his website, www.lutherjamesinsurance.com. Finally, we have Rob Hill of R. Hill Enterprises, Inc. Rob is an accomplished author. He is a speaker, and he also is an insurance mastermind, along with being a minister. Rob will put you in the right insurance plan for you. He understands the constraints and the rules that go with insurance, but he makes sure that you ask the right questions so you get the right answers. His main objective is to pull people's heads out of the sand, because that is what we're dealing with currently. To connect with Rob, you can message him on Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, or go to his website, rhillenterprisesinc.com. Again, he also does speaking engagements. He is a phenomenal insurance agent out of Chicago, Illinois, and you should contact him for any advice, even if you don't want to work with him.